One request, Purnima. Please ask
Video, put on
to
the
be
video.
switch on the video.
Yes, at least when they're talking. Okay. Hari Om, good morning, and welcome to another class of Dharma Kshetra, Gita Study Circle. Let's start with the prayer. Oh. Narayana Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. So, just to repeat what we reminded ourselves in the very first class. So, we need to always keep this in mind. Who is giving this teaching to us? So, it is Bhagavan himself. That has to keep throbbing in us all the time. That this is not some, motivation council or some, motivational teacher who's giving us all these teachings. It is Lord Krishna himself who has come down as an avatara for us and giving us these teachings. So that is one. And the second one we need to always keep it burning within ourselves is, it is called the prayojana. The prayojana. Why am I here? For what joy? So that also we need to understand. So why am I here? Why am I attending this class? Anyone? Whatever, you please share. Why are we here?
To learn more about Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
Huh?
And to
practice it and practice the values in my daily life.
Okay. All right.
To get Atma-jnana.
To get Atma-jnana. Aitappa. Right. Amele? Anyone? Any other answer? Yes. Yes, Indra.
To learn how to live without any stress, or to manage how the day-to-day life proper way, in a dharmic way.
Very good. All right. Correct. Yes.
Can I go next? I think we were finally ready. Our consciousness opened up to absorb at least a little bit of Bhagwan's teachings. I think that's why we are here.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, yes, please.
Living with self-awareness.
Living with self-awareness. Small s or capital S? Self.
Capital S.
Yeah. Okay. Only Suma has to say something. Anu, everything you do. Oh, Nimsha, I'll just read out what Anu has said.
Sure.
Everything you do, surrender to Bhagavan, and that I'm a nimitta matra. With that awareness, I have to live. I have to learn that. Great. Okay, Suma.
Yeah, just like learning the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, and everything is Narayana, like Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, like that. Just see Narayana in everything, each and whether it is a living object or a non-living object, treat everyone the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, that is why, see, the question is, why am I here in the class? So I have come to learn all this. Is that what you're saying? Okay, great. Kamala?
To learn and evolve myself.
Yes. Okay. Okay, yes. Sneha, why are we in this class? What is the prayojana? It is called the prayojana. What's in it for me?
It is. I feel this is the ultimate knowledge with which we have to walk every walk of life.
Yes.
And it's too invaluable to miss.
Yeah.
But in spite of that, I have missed several classes. Yeah, so come what may, I at least want to be on the listening mode to at least imbibe at least 10% of what happens.
Yes, fantastic. Nirmala? So, yeah, all of us have given, I mean, our prayojana, why am I here? Perfect. Yes, Nirmala? Illa. So, yeah, so as long as we are aware of why am I here, what is the prayojana I have with this class, we are good. So that has to keep burning within us. That's the mumukshatva has to keep burning. All right. So we are in the 10th chapter, the most beautiful chapter, the Vibhuti Yoga of the Lord. And let us go to the 11th shloka. Here.
I'm sorry.
Helappa. Yeah.
This is the ultimate path.
Yes.
We have to be born as a human being. The ultimate goal is to reach the royal path,
Yes.
royal secret. We have to focus on our goal for having been born as a human being to get free from the shackles of birth and death. For that, slowly we take small little steps.
Yes.
And this class is a big aid. Big help.
All right. Nice. So we are all clear that this is the purpose of life. This is the purpose of life itself. Purpose of life is moksha, God realization. That's why we are all here. Ashte, simple. To realize God, and God himself is telling us how to realize him. So we are here. Ashte. Okay. Share screen. This is the previous shloka, just to give us a continuity of what is going to happen today. What we did last week is 10.10. We said God is still speaking about his vibhutis, about bhakti basically. Most of the Bhagavad Gita is about bhakti, very little about jnana, though that's the ultimate message. Yeah, and even in this shloka, this jnana comes through. He says, teṣhām satata yuktānām bhajatāṁ prīti purvakam dadāmi buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. To those whose minds are always united with me in loving devotion, I give the divine knowledge by which they can attain me. Dadami buddhi yogam. See, ultimately, that is what God is promising all the bhaktas. If you love me, I'll give you jnana. That is the easy way to attain jnana. Jnana by itself, people feel it is very dry. And, one becomes arrogant. The jnani is without bhakti or a bhakta without jnana, both are incomplete. The easy way to jnana is through bhakti, is what most of humanity feels, that bhakti is easier, because we live in duality, and it's easier to see God as separate from us, but as a higher entity, and then we slowly move towards union with God. So he says, start there wherever you are, and I will give you buddhi yogam. I'll give you jnana. Wonderful. What a promise God has made. See, throughout the Gita, God has made several promises. And those promises, some shlokas have been picked and chosen by Swami. I'm not sure which some Swamiji, and it is called the Pratigna Gita. Pratigna Gita, just the promises that God has made through the Gita. So after we complete the Bhagavad Gita, we will go through the Pratigna Gita, just some 8 verses. So this is one such promises. Dadami buddhi yogam. You keep bhakti towards me and I'll give you buddhi yoga. That's the beautiful assurance there. Okay, now we will chant this 10.11. God is still carrying on about the bhakta and what he does to a bhakta. Teṣhām evānukampārtham aham ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ nāśhayāmyātma-bhāva-stho jñāna-dīpena bhāsvatā. Yes, who wants? Heli Chandra.
teṣhām evānukampārtham aham ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ nāśhayāmyātma-bhāva jñāna-dīpena bhāsvatā.
Very good. Next. Anyone? Nirmala.
Okay, I'll go for it.
Yes, Sneha.
तेषाम् एवानुकम्पार्थम् aham ajñāna-jaṁ
Ajñāna-jaṁ.
aham ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ nāśhayāmyātma-bhāva-stho
nāśhayāmi
nāśhayāmyātma-bhāva-stho jñāna-dīpena bhāsvatā.
Yes.
teṣhām evānukampārtham aham ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ nāśhayāmyātma-bhāva-stho jñāna-dīpena bhāsvatā.
Nice.
तेषामेव अनुकम्पार्थम् अहम् अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता.
Yes.
Teṣhām. Yeah, go ahead, Indraji.
तेषाम् एवानुकम्पार्थम् aham ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ nāśhayāmyātma-bhāva-stho jñāna-dīpena bhāsvatā.
Yes.
Teṣhām evānukampārtham aham ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ nāśhayāmyātma-bhāva-stho jñāna-dīpena bhāsvatā.
Very nice. Shweta.
तेषाम् एवानुकम्पार्थम् अहम् अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्थो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता.
Super.
Thank you.
Yes, Shweta Vadeyar. Teṣhām evānukampārtham.
तेषाम्
Evānukampārtham.
अनुकम्पा
Artham.
अर्थं
Teṣhām eva anukampārtham.
तेषाम् एवम्
Anukampārtham.
अनुकम्पार्थम्
Aham ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ.
अहम् अज्ञानजमतमः
Ajñāna-jaṁ.
ज्ञानजम्. ओके.
Nāśhayāmi ātma-bhāva-stah.
नाशयामहि भाव
Nāśhayāmi
नाशयामि
ātma-bhāva-stah
आत्मभावस्थः
jñāna-dīpena
ज्ञानदीपेन
bhāsvatā.
भास्वता.
Yes.
ಜ್ಞಾನದೀಪೇನ ಭಾಸ್ವತ.
Ramamaniji ಹೇಳಿಪ್ಪ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Welcome back.
ಮೇವಾನುಕಂಪಾರ್ಥಂ ಅಹಂ ಜ್ಞಾನಜಂ ತಮಃ ನಾಶಯಾಮ್ಯಾತ್ಮಭಾವಾಸ್ಥೋ ಜ್ಞಾನದೀಪೇನ ಭಾಸ್ವತಾ.
Okay. Aham ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ. Not
ಅಹಂ
ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ.
ಅಜ್ಞಾನಜಂ. ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಣ್ಣಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಸ್
irli,
ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
irli. So what he is saying is teṣhām andre yaru for them. Who? The bhaktas. Teṣhām eva anukampārtham, out of sheer compassion. I love bhaktas. Therefore, what shall I do to the bhaktas? Ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ. They have tamaḥ, the darkness of ignorance. Tamaḥ is the darkness. Ajñāna-jaṁ, it is born out of ignorance. The bhaktas who are in tamas, because of ajñāna, for them what I will do? Nāśhayāmi, and his atma-bhāva is again about the bhakta, the one who is established in me. Nāśhayāmi, I will destroy their ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ. I will destroy their ignorance, darkness born of ignorance. How? Jnana-dīpena bhāsvatā. I shall light the lamp of knowledge in them. One more promise. He is continuing with the 10th shloka. He said, I'll give you buddhi yogam. He said, how? By lighting the lamp of knowledge in them. See, what a promise again. Out of compassion for them, I who dwell within their hearts, I will destroy the darkness born of ignorance with the luminous lamp of knowledge. Now this we have to contemplate on this a bit. Anyone wants to share any insights? Last time we decided all of us will speak a little bit on the shlokas. Who wants to go?
My Lord says, I destroy the darkness born out of ignorance. Is the exhortation of the Lord. The Lord has declared that Maya is difficult to cross, but those who take refuge in Him cross over this Maya, which is divine and composed of qualities. As this is the Lord's promise, the aspirants have the duty to put faith in Him and worship Him with all their heart and soul. Then they will receive Brahma Jnana as the highest reward of their devotion. It comes at the proper time when the aspirant is ripe enough to receive it. So no one need be disheartened that he has not yet received the light. Let him carry out the command of the Lord and wait with absolute trust and faith in the divine will.
Absolutely. Yes. Very nice. So we shall wait with trust and surrender. Yes.
We've often heard, you take one step towards God and God comes to you 100 feet towards you.
Yes.
So it's just the moment they say, the child, when it cries for milk, the mother comes running to feed it. But as long as the child is playing, the mother doesn't disturb the baby.
Correct.
Only when the child starts crying that she takes action and immediately feeds. Like that, when you are ready, automatically God will come and, stuff you with that knowledge. He stuffs you with that knowledge.
Right. All we have to do is patraṁ pushpam phalam toyam. Yad juhoshi, yad ashnasi, yad karoshi, yad dadasi. All of that, you keep remembering God and you do your daily work. That is also enough. That with that little offering also, God will give us buddhi yoga. Okay. Amale, anyone else wants to share?
Yeah, I can share. This is from my own experience.
Okay.
Basically, before learning this Bhagavad Gita shlokas, right, I was always interested and attracted towards it. I thought, let me just try on my own. And then I would just sit and I would start with the first, and it would never go to the next few shlokas at all. Maybe I was not ready. Then COVID time, my friend, she's like, oh, there is this Bhagavad Gita, just a chanting class. I never understood any meaning of any of the words. Just I was so attracted to learn just the slokas, just to chant. And somehow it happened. And next, because of Shweta's influence, I joined this class. So now, I'm ready to just understand little meaning of this with Purnimaji's class. This is from my own experience.
Really,
It was just a path, actually, just I just wanted to learn and be part of it. So it's really, I'm very grateful to this class and everything. So
you took the first step, like Nirmala said, you took one step and the Lord walked into your life.
Everything just happened, actually. I never, all my Bhagavad Gita things because of my friend. One friend told me about that class. Then Shweta told me about this. So it just came through.
The
Krishna.
willingness was there, no? That's
Yeah.
all we need to do on our part. That's all.
Yeah, this is from my experience.
I want to tell a story. Are
Yes.
you people ready?
Yes, very much. Yeah.
So,
We have missed your stories, so please.
Please.
so Narada goes to Narayana and says, Narayana, I am your most best devotee. I am the only devotee of yours. Nobody is as devoted like you. Narayana doesn't answer, yes, you are my devotee. Nothing he says. He says, there is one devotee better than you. Narayana says, what? Better than me? No way. Nobody is as devoted as I am. Okay, tell me where he lives. I'll check him out. So he tells him in that small village, there is one person, and he is a greater devotee than you. So Narada goes there. He is a farmer. He gets up early in the morning and says, Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. That's all. He goes about his work. Before he goes to sleep, he says, Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. That's all. Just 6 times in a day, he says.
Just 6.
Just 6 times. And this Narayana says, Arey baapre, मैं तो जिंदगी भर every क्षण में मैं बोल रहा हूँ. Narayana is saying 6 times wala is greater than me. So unfair he is. He goes and says, he goes to Narayana and says, he's only telling 6 times. What is so great about that? Immediately Narayana says, oh, Narada, I forgot to tell you, I have a big job. There is a vessel full of oil. To the brim it is, and it will fall anytime. You have to take this vessel, go around the world and come. So he says he's extra careful and he's taking it around. And with great difficulty, without spilling, he comes and gives to Narayana. He says, see, you give me a job, I will do it perfectly. Narayana asks, how many times did you take my name? Arey Baba, it was so overflowing. How can I get distracted? I could only take the vessel and bring it back safely without dropping even a bit. Narayana said that farmer is leading a life like that, worldly life, but still he chants it for 6 times. So is he not greater than you? Finish.
So Gruhasthashrama is very conducive for this Buddhi Yoga, Bhakti and Buddhi, isn't it? So we are also carrying that oil-filled pot on our heads and we are trying to remember Bhagavan. So he is very pleased. No problem. Yes. Anyone else wants to share?
Yes, yes, I want to, what I understood.
Yes.
See, this compassion means certain favorable conditions God gives us to lead our life and to take away our ajñāna.
Yes.
It only with God's favorable conditions,
Correct.
we get our perceptions fully done.
Yes.
See, example, though there is an object in our presence in front of me, I can't see that in the dark unless I get the light. That light is provided by God.
Yes.
True. compassion.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
So God's grace, God's compassion is a must for every walk of life.
Yes.
In our life, for every act we do, there is a favorable condition by God behind us.
Very good. Beautifully said. Very lovely. Yes. When is he not compassionate? Exactly. Without our asking, everything is happening. The human body.
My coming to this class itself is His grace.
Yes.
That's what has done wonders.
Anukampa of the Lord. Yes.
I missed the class for 4 weeks because I was very busy with our Dhanurmasam prayers. Every day I was going at 6 o'clock to the temple, come back only at 8.
Very
so
good.
I could not attend this.
No, if not this class, you are doing some other bhakti yoga, no?
Yes. Yes, it is a joint parayana. It was really very nice. Tirupavai and all. So every year we do that in the temple.
Very nice.
So I was attending. Yeah.
So Anukampa. Anyone else?
Can I try something,
Yes,
Purnimati,
of
how
course.
I interpret this?
Yeah.
So I think in this shloka, right, where where we forget that he dwells within our hearts, first of all. I think we are so ignorant that we ignore the fact that we always say, oh, God is everywhere, God is within us, God is with everyone, right? But we as humans, I think we forget or we ignore him so much that we are not even aware that he's present in us, right? Or around us. So I think that is the human's ego, or you call it ignorance, right? That is how ignorant we become. Right. So when we truly forget, and we truly forget that he's there. So I think I had read in one of the texts where ignorance is of two kinds, right? Avarana and vikshepa.
Avarana and vikshepa. Oh, very nice. Yes.
Yeah, next step. I'm taking my next step, right? Avarana means, the way I understand, it's kind of, it's like a veil that makes us forget.
Correct.
That we are with the self or Paramatma, that we are not with him. That it makes us forget that we are part of him, right? Avarana.
Correct.
Then vikshepa is the body and world are projected because of vikshepa. When we forget our true nature, the body and the world are projected because of vikshepa.
Because of avarana, vikshepa happens.
Happens, yes. Because of avarana, vikshepa happens.
Yeah.
So I think the knowledge what God gives us is to shatter this ignorance. So he comes in the intellect, so he can shatter this illusion for us, right?
Beautiful. Shweta.
So then,
yes, wonderful.
Then the wisdom, I am not the body, mind, and intellect, right? I am pure consciousness, dawns in the intellect. So that's how this
lovely
interpretation is.
Wonderful. That's how the ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ is dispelled by the lamp of knowledge, jñāna-dīpa.
Knowledge. Yes.
Avarana is removed. So beautiful.
This avarana is the pramada. The pramada is forgetting that the worst way to punish somebody is by ignoring him.
It is pramada indeed. Yeah.
So when you forget God, then the connection is lost. And then when the pramada happens, when the forgetfulness happens, automatically you are ensnared into all the different things of the world. And the vikshepa happens. You get totally busy with all the things of the world. Finished. Total contact lost.
Yes.
That is what is our vikshepa.
Very nice. Shweta gave us complete Vedanta 101, avarana and vikshepa, how it happens and how that is the tamas that we are in. Beautiful, Shweta. Why did you leave the Jyoti class?
Well, First, I didn't know all this when I started, but I have to be good when I get to Gnana Jyoti class, right? So I started to learn slowly now. So next year I'll join.
Yeah, sure. Okay, anyone else? Any inputs? Ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ. Teṣhām evānukampārtham. Why that God has to be compassionate? He doesn't have to do anything, God has no duties. But still he does. Because he feels, oh, this is my bhakta. Compassion. Karunamurti. He is full of compassion. Especially the jignasu bhaktas he loves. All of us he loves. Those with existential questions he loves the most. And therefore, for them he gives jnana-dīpa. Not for artharthi and all, no jnana-dīpa. Only worldly tathastu he will do. That too depending on the intensity, and especially the artharthi, the one who wants power, wealth, fame, success, more than what he already has. That fellow has to do a lot of Vedic rituals. Yajnas, yagas, pujas, everything has to be done in the proper manner for God to say tathastu. It's difficult. That path is difficult actually. To get worldly success, name, fame and all is very difficult. This is easy. This simple bhakti and saying, God, I only want you, this is easier path actually. And for such people, he says, yes, I will remove your ajñāna-jaṁ. Ajñāna-jaṁ tamaḥ. The darkness born out of ajñāna or ignorance. Nāśhayāmyātma. I'll destroy. What else we want? Nothing. And then what is this jnana-dīpa? Yes, Shweta and all have shared what is this jnana-dīpa. So through the Vedas, through the Upanishads, through the scriptures, through the Mahavakyas, the jnana-dīpa, and through the Guru Parampara, the jnana-dīpa will be lit within our hearts. And he himself is giving this jnana-dīpa right now. Atma-bhāva-stho, he is sitting in our heart. Okay. And so the miserable body, mind, intellect will be lit up by jnana. So this, Ramanuja, I wanted to share this. This is very beautiful. Ramanujacharya has said in 5 ways in which God, because he is so compassionate, he reaches us in 5 ways. 5 ways. One is, of course, this Nirakara Nirguna Brahma is very difficult for anyone to decode. It's very, very difficult. That's the ultimate. So for us, out of compassion, he comes into our lives as Saguna Sakara, as our Ishtadevata, or as Vishnu or Shiva, or as Devi or Ganpati or Subramanya, whoever your Ishtadevata is, that Brahman who is Saguna Sakara. That is one way. Second way he says is God comes as God sits in the heart. In my own heart, he is sitting. That is one way, through bhakti, through shutting your eyes and concentrating on the heart, you can realize God. So that is a favorite in everywhere. In many masters say that. Ramana says that. He is in your heart, concentrate on the spiritual heart. That is one. Third is he comes as the avatara. Okay, you guys cannot, imagine me sitting in your heart. I'll come to you. So he comes as all the avataras that we know. As Krishna, he has come as an avatara right in front. That also people cannot recognize. Very, very few people during Krishna's lifetime recognize the avatara. And then there is the Vyuha avatara. Vyuha avatara is the gopis. For them, each gopi had one Krishna avatara in front of her. That is even more of a Vibhuti. One Krishna for everyone is fine. But one Krishna for each person. Vyuha avatara. That bhakti, that parakashta of bhakti, that parama bhakti they had, they could each one of them, he appeared to them. That is called a Vyuha avatara. And then the last one is what we are going to witness on Monday. It is called the Archi avatara, where the God is consecrated in a temple in the most ritualistic manner, and that God in the temple, which is undergoing all sorts of ritualistic puja all the time, that is God. That is God himself, says Ramanuja. So this we should not forget. Lord Rama is again coming as Avatara on Monday. Archi Avatara. So that is the way God is present all the time in all the yugas, in temples in which ritualistic puja is done in the way it should be done. So many ways God has made himself available for us. And the most common for all of us, the baseline is this Archi Avatara. He is there. So next time we go to the temple, we have to keep that in mind. It is, I am going to see God himself. It is not some idol. No. It is, I am in the presence of God. When we do that, jñāna-dīpa is lit. Now, the Shankaracharya has done this wonderful analysis of this jñāna-dīpa. One would think it is a very simple term. Okay, the jñāna-dīpa, it's a metaphorical way of saying something. I will light the lamp of knowledge. But he's given a beautiful commentary on this light of knowledge in this Shankara Bhashya. Okay, one minute, I'll just read it out. Okay. What is the oil of this jñāna-dīpa? The oil. Oil, he says, is the devotion. That is the basic. The oil is the basic thing for the lamp, alva. So devotion is the oil, which all of us, hopefully, we have. Some devotion is there in us. That's why we are here. And he says, the vessel, the lamp itself, the vessel of the lamp is the antahkarana, which is to be prepared. What is antahkarana? Manas, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. The vessel is the antahkarana, which is ready to receive. That lamp of, first of all, the oil is devotion. It is contained in the antahkarana, which is prepared, which is ready. What is that? The mind is prepared with devotion. Then the intellect is prepared with all sorts of viveka, which is shreyas, preyas, nitya, anitya viveka. What is good for me? What is bad for me? What is the purpose of life? All that viveka has to be clear in the intellect. And then the chitta, the memory. What does the memory do? It keeps on remembering the glories of the Lord, chanting the name of the Lord. The chanting comes from memory only. Okay, like how Narayana, he comes in, chants in the morning, in the evening. So that memory is rewritten with Narayana and nothing else. And then the ego, chitta, ahankara, which is the greatest obstacle. The ego is the greatest obstacle. And that ego is ready to be nullified. So this is the vessel in which the lamp, the oil of devotion is poured. And then the wick. The wick, Shankara says that wick is the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. Always listening to the teachings of the Mahavakyas, of the Guru, of the Smritis and Shrutis. That is the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. And what is the oxygen? Without air, it cannot burn. So oxygen is the meditation, he says. Meditation. One has to be in constant meditation of the Lord. And then there's a glass covering also. That glass covering will protect the flame from going out, from being put off. And that glass covering, he says, is the withdrawn mind. The senses are withdrawn and concentrating on the Lord. This is a description of the jñāna-dīpa given by Adi Shankara. And what is the Deepa itself? The jnana itself is what? Complete clarity of what is God, who am I, what is the purpose of my life. The clarity comes with this jnana-dīpa. This is the description given by Lord Shankara, Bhagavan Shankara wrote of this jnana-dīpa. It is not, everything is metaphorically explained by Shankara. Yes. Okay.
Beautiful, Purnima.
So
Thank
beautiful,
you.
no? Shankara. Okay. Then we can do these two verses because they are they are continuous. Then Arjuna starts speaking. Now he's overawed with all that Bhagavan has said. And then he asks, this Vibhuti Yoga, remember that it's all about the Vibhuti of the Lord. And why does Lord start talking of his Vibhuti? Because of these questions of Arjuna. He says, Arjuna uvācha param brahma param dhāma pavitraṁ paramam bhavān puruṣhaṁ śhāśhvataṁ divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ. Yes.
Arjuna uvācha param brahma param dhāma pavitraṁ paramam bhavān puruṣhaṁ śhāśhvatam divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum.
Yes.
Arjuna uvācha param brahma param dhāma pavitraṁ paramam bhavān puruṣhaṁ śhāśhvatam divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum.
Beautiful.
Param Brahma Param Dharma Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Puruṣhaṁ śhāśhvataṁ divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum.
Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Puruṣhaṁ śhāśhvataṁ divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum.
Yes, lovely.
Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Puruṣhaṁ śhāśhvataṁ divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum.
Very beautiful, Shweta.
Thank you.
Param. Please go ahead.
Okay. Arjuna uvācha param brahma param dhāma pavitram paramam bhavān puruṣhaṁ śhāśhvatam divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum.
Yes.
May I go?
Arjuna uvācha
Okay.
param brahma param dhāma pavitram param bhavān puruṣhaṁ śhāśhvatam divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum.
Yes. Sneha.
Okay. Arjuna uvācha param brahma param dhāma pavitram paramam bhavān puruṣhaṁ śhāśhvatam divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum.
Arjuna Uvacha Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Puruṣhaṁ śhāśhvataṁ divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum.
Very nice. Shweta.
Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Param Bhavanam Puruṣhaṁ śhāśhvataṁ divyam ādi-devam ajaṁ vibhum.
Yes. So next one also we will chant because it's continuing. Āhus tvam rishayas sarve devarshirnaradas-tatha asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva bravishi me.
Āhus tvam rishayas sarve devarshirnaradas-tatha asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva bravishi me.
Yes.
Ahus.
Yes.
Okay.
Heli. Ramamani.
Ahusvam rishayas sarve devarshirnaradas-tatha asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva bravishi me.
Yes. Sneha.
Ahustvam rishayah sarve devarshinaras-tatha asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva bravishi me.
Āhus tvam rishayas sarve devarshīnārdadas-tatha asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva bravishi me.
āhus tvām rishayah sarve devarshi naradastata asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva bravishi me.
āhus-tvām rishayah sarve devarshirnaradastata asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva bravishi me.
Okay. Yaru, Shweta?
āhus tvām rishayah sarve devarshirnaradastata asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva bravishi me.
Okay. Very beautiful.
Āhus-tvām rishayah sarve devarshi naradasthatha asito devalo vyasah swayam chaiva bravishi me.
Shweta aitalva? Shweta Vadiyar.
Oh.
Okay.
Āhus
Āhus-tvām
tvām
rishayah sarve
rishayah sarve
devarshihi naradaha tatha. Devarshir
devarshi
tatha.
narada tatha
Asito devalo vyasaha
asito devalo vyasah
swayam chaiva bravishi me.
swayam chaiva bravishi me.
Yes. So now Arjuna is saying, see, your glories we have heard from the sages like Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa. All these sages have described your glories, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. This Arjuna is overcome with bhakti and emotion. He is really overwhelmed. And that's why in the previous shloka, what did he say? Wait, I have to change this, alva. Yeah. Just a minute, I'll go back to that. So we have to discuss this shloka. Param Brahma, Param Dhāma. So many things are there in the chat. Okay. I'm so sorry. Can you share the lamp of knowledge? Okay, sure. I will do that. When I'm screen sharing, I won't be able to see any of these chat messages. So I'm so sorry about that. Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. So Arjuna uvācha, param brahma, param dhāma, pavitraṁ, paramam bhavān, puruṣhaṁ, śhāśhvataṁ, divyam, ādi-devam, ajaṁ, vibhum. He's become very poetic, Arjuna. And he is just going on and on about the glories of the Lord. Okay. Each and every adjective is very beautiful and it describes the glory of Bhagavan. So this also, if anyone wants to share a little about this, we can wrap it up for today. Each of these adjectives. Param Brahma. Why is he Param Brahma? Enadu Param Brahma andre?
He is a supreme reality.
Supreme reality. Correct.
Or formless reality.
Yes. Supreme formless reality. Correct. Amale, anyone else? Param Brahma.
When the Lord spoke of his compassion for the devotees and how he confers knowledge on them who worship him with love and faith, Arjuna was lifted up by a mighty upsurge of devotional fervor. His adoration for the Lord reaches the peak point. His love and worship attain the highest state. His joy knows no bounds. From that fullness of heart proceeds Arjuna's ecstatic adoration as revealed in these two verses. Such devotion to the Guru is needed to receive enlightenment. The blossoming of the heart through devotion makes the disciple fit to understand the truth propounded by the Master.
Yes, very beautiful. So this Param Brahma is nothing but Sat, Chit, Ananda. That is Param Brahma. The basic definition of Brahman is existence, consciousness, bliss. Or as Taittiriya Upanishad puts it, is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satyam, the truth itself, supreme truth, like Shweta put it. Jnana, it is knowledge itself. And then Anantam, it's infinity and it's eternal. It's Advaita. Param Brahma is Advaita itself. Brahma, the very word Brahma means Bruhat. Brahma comes from the word Bruhat, limitless, huge, vast. That is Param Brahma. Alva? Then Param Dhāma. What is this Param Dhāma? Anyone can go at this. Param Dhāma. Dhāma means abode.
Supreme Abode then.
Supreme Abode. Yes.
Supreme Abode, when we, it's our heart. Purity in heart, right?
Yes. It is, he is always in the heart only. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hruddeshe Arjuna tishtati. He is always there in the heart, but unless it is pure, he is not revealed. The Param Dhama. He is the Param Dhama. He is the ultimate abode. For who? Who is the who? What is the abode of God? What's the abode of God?
Heart.
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 Yes. What is, where is my abode? What is our abode? What's the abode of the universe?
In him.
Yes. So he is in me or I am in him?
Yeah.
Is the wave in the ocean or ocean is in the wave? Okay.
Both.
Both. So we are just playing with words. The Param Dhama, he is the supreme abode. All of us are in. He is the abode that, he is the goal that I have to reach. Ashte. Param Dhama means he is the ultimate abode. He is my ultimate goal. And everything rests in him. I rest in him. He rests in me. But complete oneness has to be. That is the stuti this Arjuna is doing in this. He is doing for the Lord. And paramam pavitraṁ. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, pavitraṁ paramam. Parama Pavitra is, Lord is Parama Pavitra. Yenappa, he is the Paramam Pavitram means God is Pavitra. Yes. In what manner he is Pavitra? How does it translate in my life? Paramam Pavitram. Supreme Purifier, and he is the holiest of all. See, anything connected with Bhagavan becomes holy. Just think about it. Anything connected with God, if you, everything is God, but if I make the connection, it becomes holy. Alva? Any sculpture, when it's about God, this thing, the Lord, Rama sculpture, Krishna sculpture, it becomes holy. It becomes God. You make a monkey, donkey out of it, you don't feel any bhakti towards it. But you make that sculpture of the Nirguna Nirakara to Saguna Sakara, it becomes holy. Sculpture, the stone becomes holy because if you invoke God in it. A temple becomes holy when there's a prana pratisthapana is happening. A book becomes holy which is talking about God. That's why it's called a scripture. It is called a shastra because God is being invoked in that book. Then what else? Food becomes holy when I'm eating it as prasada. When I offer it as naivedya and I eat it, that becomes holy. Anything I connect to God, it becomes holy. A person who is talking about God, he becomes a guru, he becomes a holy man. What else? When the mind thinks about God, the mind is purified. It becomes a holy mind because it experiences peace, it experiences joy. The heart becomes holy because I think of God. Yes, marana matrena. Just you think of nama japa you do, mind becomes purified. That is why he is called as Paramam Pavitra. No, Shweta? That is, when you charge anything with divinity, it becomes holy. That is why he is Paramam Pavitram. So even if I'm doing all this, why am I not liberated? If I ask myself, it requires more of this bhakti is required. Ashte. Because when we do Nama Japa also, I'm sure most of us have done it or will do it or are doing it through our lives. Mechanically, we do it. For long, I think I've been doing it very mechanically, this Nama Japa. There's a conscious doing of Japa and there is a mechanical doing of Japa. This mechanical doing of Japa has brought us to this point. Now I start doing it consciously, then that the effect is even more super effect will be there. Yes. Amele param brahma, param dhāma, pavitraṁ, paramam bhavān, puruṣhaṁ. He is called the Purusha. Purusha is not in as male. He is not a gender. Puruṣhaṁ is the entire, the whole manifest universe is called as Purusha. You know that beautiful story, no? That Mirabai, she went to see a Mahatma, another saint she went to see. And that Mahatma was a very conservative fellow. He said, no, I don't meet women. And so Mirabai sent across a message. She said, I think there is only one Purusha, and that is Krishna. All the others are Stri. All of us are Stris, and he is the only Purusha. So beautiful, isn't it? The Purusha is only one. The rest of us is all just energy, Shakti. Manifestation of Purusha is all, the entire manifest universe is Shakti, which is got a female this thing in our culture. So he is the Purusha, and upon this Purusha only all these thousands of scriptures have been written to describe this Purusha. Yes. This Vivekananda's favorite shloka was about this Purusha was Vedahametam Puruṣhaṁ Mahantam. He described that in that Upanishad, this Purusha is described. Aditya Varnam. He is the Varna is the color of Aditya, the sun, the brilliant sun. Tamasah parastat. He is beyond darkness. Sun is always beyond darkness. Wherever the sun goes, there is light. So the sun doesn't know what is darkness at all. Purusha doesn't know what is ignorance at all. Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat, and Nānyah Pantha Ayanaya Vidyate. Without knowing this Purusha, there is no choice for the Jiva. The purpose of life of this Jiva is to know this Purusha. That is what all the scriptures declare. Puruṣhaṁ śhāśhvataṁ. Of course, śhāśhvataṁ is eternal, always there. It is nitya. That is why it is Purusha. Anything that comes and goes, aśhāśhvataṁ is not Purusha. It is not. We know that nitya viveka, we know. Divyam. Divyam is divine and bright. All these terms indicate the Purusha. ādi-devam. He is before anything. He is the causeless cause. Who is the father of Shiva? Who is the father? Who is the parent? Who are the parents of Vishnu, Narayana, or Shiva in Kailasa? No one. Swayambhu, just there. He was not even born. You can't even use the term that God was born. No. Just there. Pure existence. Consciousness. ādi-devam. Always there. Ajaṁ, birthless. Vibhum, the glorious one, the greatest one. These are the epithets used for the Lord by Arjuna. Okay? Anything else? And what he says after all these glorifying, he says, now you tell me about your Vibhuti, he says. I have heard from this Asita, Devala, Narada, all of them have glorified you. Now you yourself tell me more about your Vibhutis. That is why from the 20th verse of this chapter, God will talk about the Vibhutis. So I was thinking these Vibhutis are very beautiful to listen. There is nothing to explain there. He says, among the birds, I am Garuda. All these things he says. So shall we just go through those shlokas? Each of us will just chant it and we'll read the meaning so that we have a feel of this Vibhuti. Even though they are not among the selected verses. Yes, Kamala says, great. So what we will do is from next class, in the next class, I will put down all the shlokas which tell the Vibhutis, and each of us will chant one shloka with the meaning, and we'll carry on. That will be very beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, Madana?
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's so just beautiful to listen to the those descriptions he gives, Among the weapons, I am so and so. Among the devasas, I am so and so. Among the rishis, among the deva rishis, I am Narada. Among the Brahma rishis, I am Brihaspati. And it's really, really beautiful. So we will just go through those shlokas. There is no explanation needed. Each of us will chant one shloka and we will carry on. From next class, we will do that. Done. Okay.
A little explanation, welcome.